it's a wonderful age to work about the awareness of the different needs that as a society we have. Montessori is a more natural way to learn. It's a really natural way to connect with the others, a really natural way to practice.
Through Montessori, they understand more about themselves, and then they just cannot keep it to themselves. Once teenagers understand what's happening inside, they just teach each other, right?
The problem is not really the problem. I think at the end, it's not just about the Montessori program in prison. It's more about the childhood and about the humanity.
Welcome to Edu Leaders Speak, the podcast where trailblazers in education share their insights and innovations. Here, we delve into the heart of teaching and learning, exploring how today's educators can inspire, empower, and transform. Today, my guest is Eder Cuevas. Eder is a distinguished international speaker and advisor with over 20 years of experience in Montessori education. He serves as the executive director of Montessori in Mexico, an AMI-affiliated society. Additionally, Eder is an AMI administrator trainer. His expertise extends to multiple facets of Montessori education, including social administration, parents' education, and Montessori sports. Eder, thank you so much for accepting this invitation and being here in my podcast.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really happy. I'm really excited for this conversation, and I'm happy to join here.
Yeah, I've been following your work for quite a while, but I would definitely would like to know more. And first of all, tell us a bit about your journey in teaching first, I guess. This is how you started, right? So tell us a
Well,
bit
yeah,
about it.
I think it started from I don't know, in the beginning of my life, because my parents, both of my parents are teachers, and most of the members of the family has been around education in the public system. So I think I'm coming from really a family of educators, and that helps me a lot to understand my mission and my purpose in life. So I think it's coming from there. But after my major degree in physical education, that is my first university career. Yeah, I got involved into a Montessori like around the 20s and the beginning of my 20s. So I think that was a major change in my life, and I'm happy that I passed that.
So you didn't go to a Montessori school as a young kid, but you
No,
just
no, unfortunately, no, no. I discovered Montessori around the beginning of my 20s. I think it is amazing. And I really the first experience when you were in a Montessori school, you said, "Oh, I missed this in my childhood." But I think that's why I am in so commitment to improve more about Montessori education and to be able um to offer this education to more.
Mhm. So what happens now? How do you spread the word of Montessori philosophy?
Well, the first thing is that, from my position, because I'm the head of the of Montessori Mexico, and being there I'm being able to be in the different cities in my country, of course, and around the world, but especially in my country, looking for how to contribute to the schools, to families. But also one of the parts that for me was really important when I met Montessori was how is possible to offer this education uh, to people they're poor, or even if they're indigenous community, or people that they really don't have the access to this kind of education. So one of the first things I remember myself being in a Montessori school, so saying like it is kind of painful. No, that is not possible to have to everyone. So when I became the executive director of Montessori Mexico, I said, well, I think I can do something. I got inspired by the network of ESF, that is Educators Sans Frontières from AMI. So I was really inspired by different programs around the world. So I'm start to look at those and start to try to work in some of them. and but later to create something different in my country because we have a lot of needs here, but at the same time we have a really strong community, Montessori community. So
Mm.
that's made it possible to offer more Montessori education in different contexts.
Mhm. So what does your job entail in this position right now? What is your mission?
What is my mission? Well, my mission is to, of course, spread the news of this new way of education, new more than 100 years, but new for most of the people. So I'm trying to promote Montessori education and supports training center. That is part of my work also as as executive director. But also I really like to connect with the nonprofit organization because some of them already have a really good missions, really amazing missions, but they are trying to look for how to empower their own mission through Montessori. And when they understand how it's possible to connect with Montessori, so I'm the one that is doing that link. If some people wants to help in order to apply Montessori principles to different contexts, so I'm the one trying to move this. So this has been happening with several examples around the country. So that's the major thing for me. So I'm the one that is talking with the different also companies and that want to support and that want to fundraise the project. So I'm really happy that I'm able to do that because it's something that I can see truly that is really changing the life of a lot of families and communities.
And what are some of the struggles that you encounter while trying to spread it to as many schools as possible? Montessori equipment is quite expensive. I don't know if you have found another way around it
Well,
with equipment.
it is one of the things, but you can fix it. You can be just there saying that it's not possible because it's so expensive. But there's several ways that you can do through that. There are some schools in Mexico that they are open the school at the afternoon, so they open to other populations. For
Mm.
instance, another people is doing given Montessori in a rural area. So they take the programs there and they want to improve the communities through this. There are other people that wants to go work with engine and dementia. So they are trying to improve this way. So because we usually think in Montessori just in a school, especially for the first two planes of development, talking about 0 to 6 and 6 to 12, but it also there are adolescence program here, and the adolescents are a really good way to spread the Montessori principles because they want to change the world and they need opportunities for doing that. So I'm seeing amazing things like how can they build houses for people that they don't have house, or how they can help different communities to create environments to have tourist activities, or how to help to support the ecological part in several places that are not possible to do. But if you would talk about challenge that you're saying, well, we have a lot of challenge. The first thing is understanding really well what Montessori is, I think, is the first thing. Because if you want to do some kind of project, the first thing that they want to require is money. So we're not giving money, of course. We're helping with Montessori. So that's the thing. But when they found the value of this, I'm crossing different people that said, this is worth, this is more, this is even better than money because you're given another way to see life. You're truly given an aid to life. So that's why is really important to understand Montessori not has the traditional part of just a methodology for school that is even really good, of course, is good enough. But how can we support society not just through the schools but also with different programs that are around? So that's why we create this network, call it Horme. That Horme is a concept that Montessori mentioned. Is not a Montessori concept because it comes from Percy Noon, to another author, but Montessori took that term to understand that how is the will that is inside ourselves trying to move forward and to give something to the society through this. So yeah, this is the way. And one of the things that is also a challenge is that when you want to help in one group, what social group, in one as organization, or even a town, or a place, a city that you want to help with Montessori, sometimes we believe that we know everything, and we're the one that are experts, but you need the will that they want to accept that kind of help. And you need to observe really well what is the way that we are going to support with Montessori, because is not something that is unique. I mean, there's different things, and there are different parts. It is not uniform. So you need to observe really well the way that you're going to move inside the organization and inside the groups, and respecting really well their identity. It's not that you're going to change the identity, or you're going to take ownership of the program or the way that they're doing. So that's really put it in a Montessori word, is following the organization. Like we're trying to follow the child when we talk about the school. We
Mm-hmm.
need to follow the group, or the organization, and support from there.
Mm-hmm. So you follow the school and the students from a young age, and you see their progress throughout the years?
That's one of the possibilities. We're not tracking that. What we're doing is more working with another nonprofit organization to follow that. I mean, we understand the procedures and the regulation that require the school. We also, as an organization, we create different events for teachers development. That's another way that we support that, because we create a retreat that we're doing each year in November. Another way that we support is we have an annual Congress. So this Congress is always around the first weekend of March or the last weekend of February, and is always involved near to 1,000 teachers from all over the country. So that's another way that we support the schools. We also have administrative courses. We have also Montessori sports fundamental course, and we have different things that we try to support that. And but the most important thing is understand the universality of these ideas or concept, and how do we can take that and offer to different contexts, not just a school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Amazing. And so you train these adolescents to become the ambassadors of Montessori philosophy, right? And spread.
That's one of the possibilities. That one of
Yeah.
the possibilities. There are several schools are doing that. One of the school I'm connected with the school for more than 20 years. That school that is placed in Chihuahua is the name of the city, not a dog, but a city. That so we what we do there is the adolescents are moving 1 week a month, and they work in there with different projects regarding ecological awareness and ecological improvements there, because for instance, in Chihuahua, we don't have enough water. We have a struggling with water. There's no rain, and there's a lot that can makes a lot of challenge because of that. And so they create we create together these actions to provide the best resources, and try to give the knowledge to the group that is involved in that area, and trying to support with information, but also with work that's going to help them. There's another group that is near to Mexico City that is building houses, like I mentioned. There's another sector that is taking care of one part of the national park. So there are different ways that they are involved in that. So adolescence is a really, it's a wonderful age to work about the awareness of the different needs that as a society we have.
Yeah, because I suppose that through Montessori they understand more about themselves, and then they just cannot keep it to themselves. Once teenagers understand what's happening inside, they just teach each other, right?
That's right, and that's that's really an important part of their lives. They are knowing this, they are understanding really well where they are capable. So we need to offer opportunities for them to take it, and
Yeah.
to understand that they can do more, not just being in a
Mm.
house with a cellular phone and just
Yeah.
and open that to conversation, leading conversation about something. We need to create this prepared environment for that, to take it and to have ownership of that, but with real work, not work that is fiction, work that is real, that is
Mhm.
meaningful. So
Mhm.
they are looking for that. They are looking for that connection through work with the others. They like to be with others, but the best way to do it is offer opportunities to meaningful things, offer opportunities to work that is important for society and for them. So they need to look that, and they need to have the work that really applying to something that is important and that is a need that they see in society.
What is one reason that you would say like stands out for you that somebody should follow the Montessori philosophy, if not the whole thing, but something to get started and try if they love it or not, they like it or not? What
Mhm.
what is one thing that somebody should get started with?
Well, I think that usually they used to start with this sense of being a new parent. If you're a new father or a new mother, you're really more sensitive in that period to say what can I help this newborn
Mhm.
in order to improve their lives and in order to do it a really pretty good work. So I think that is one of the things. And but I believe that Montessori is offering the key in the sense of development, understanding really well the concept of independency, and understanding really well why it's important to have freedom, and what is the importance of choice, and the importance of the will and in the first year. So I really think that the connection is because Montessori is a more natural way to learn. It's a really natural way to connect with the others, a really natural way to practice. So we're talking about Montessori like if it's something really strange or really weird. But Montessori is so natural in the roots.
Natural,
It's
I
so
would say.
natural that it's really the way that we should learn. It is like really easy to see. We believe sometimes that having a really fancy and complicated technology is going to help us to improve our knowledge, but it's not. Usually it's the natural things. It is come to basics, and coming back to basics is really the connection with the real concept of humanity, which is going to lead to the best way to learn. So I think it's for me is that just understanding the natural things of the human beings, the natural part of that, and how can we help in to life? Because we usually understand education in the traditional way as one of the things that we usually use is memorization, but memorization is not everything. Actually, it's a pretty small part of education. We need to understand really well, and because in Montessori, we usually do the other way around. We are not starting with the concept. We're starting with the practice and the knowledge, the understanding what it is. And then after that,
Mm.
you're recognizing what actually it is. So I think it's quite amazing. And respecting the your own piece, respecting the own process. That's for me is really amazing. Understand that we are different and we are not the same. And if someone is starting to walk after 20 months, that's really good. If it start to work, I mean to talk around 20 months, and if start to walk around 1 year, and it doesn't matter if someone is doing before or that or doing, but we are more right now. We're more and more. We have this hurry. We really waiting for doing the things subtly. We were pushing to do. If my child is reading at 5 years old, it's not enough. They need to do it better. They need to do the best because the competition is this concept of competition, and that we are really struggling in that sense. We need to understand that the process is really important, not the result. We're so um, the side is always so connected with the results that it's impossible to taste, to discover, to observe the beauty of the process and observe the wonderful path that is self-construction.
Amazing. What is one practice that stands out for you that anybody can follow, implement, whether they have been through the training or not, and that is going to help their kid, whether they're a teacher or a parent? For example, I have visited schools in Finland, Montessori schools in Finland, and the teachers were waiting for the kids to get dressed, go out in the snow, come back, get undressed, put the clothes away, change clothes, like take their coat off, all on their own, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, alone in the snow. Something that stands out for you?
Yeah, well, what you're saying for me is pretty basic in the sense of that is practical life. What the importance of practical life, that is something that we're required to us in order to be independent to the different actions. Where there is not that is bad weather. Is we only have wrong or good clothes to be there, and I do remember. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I'm remembering one little girl from infant community that is a program of 1.5 years to 3 years. And I remember that this girl was so connected with one plant that was outside the classroom. And she always started to carry on to have watering. So she was always taking a bucket and then put a water. And then once suddenly started to rain at that time. And I do remember being there observing, and the teacher was saying nothing. So the teacher allows the little girl, to go there. So you mentioned you need something because it's rainy. So they put the jacket, then the bucket, and then it started to do the same thing. So for me, that example was amazing because if someone that has not knowledge, not a clue about why it's so important that they discover by themselves, you should say, no, you can go outside because it's raining. It's already water on the plant. What are you doing? But it's something that later it can become really clear, like a self understanding of this, the position that is already there and the understanding of why this process. And so being able to do it by myself, being able to have ownership of my own process and my own learning experience is quite amazing. So, but one of the practice now that you are asking about that is to really encourage anyone about the importance of observation. For me, it's observation is the key part of education. If we are able to observe, we are capable to understand what is going on and understand where the way that we're going to what we're gonna do. So understand that the intervention is in a better way. So observation for me is truly the key and truly the recommendation and truly the best tool that we have as a parent and as a teacher.
The teacher or the parent demonstrates, models whatever they want to show to their kid, and then just allow the kid naturally to follow.
Well, that is after the observation and understand the fair. If you observe that is an interesting, it's an interest in something, for instance, they're watering, or whatever it is. Of course, you're modeling that part. You need to show how to do it, and then just remain there observing that they are doing it. But the really good thing is that observation is that it's going to allow you to understand when to do that presentation or when to do the modeling. So that's really important, because if you are doing before he or she is ready, I think that is going to be really complicated or became an obstacle because they are not ready for that. And if you're not doing it on the right time, maybe it's going to be really boring because it's going to be easy. So we need to connect that with the challenge that they need to experimentate. So that's why observation is really important, and challenge is part of the work or something that we need in order to improve. If it's not challenge, they are not going to be interested.
Right? It's boring if there's no challenge. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. Very beautiful. And now I have seen you doing something totally different. Would you like to talk about it? It caught my eye and I was really impressed and it melted my heart. What
What
is
it
your
what it
your
is?
story?
You know about the Montessori in prisons you're talking about.
This,
Well,
yes,
we
this is what I'm
we
talking about.
we received this invitation like most than 2 years ago. Actually, I'm right now in that city. It's really funny, and I decided to do
Mm,
this with you this time because
mm,
yesterday I went there, to the Mazatlan prison. That was the first program that we created. So I received a call one day, and they told me, there is an initiative that we are going to create around having a Montessori inside one prison because they discover it's a nonprofit organization that is working with men, and then they start to suddenly to work with women about create this kind of occupations and something that they can get money through the work. So they start with carpentry and then sewing, and then so they are moving in different works there. But they observe that but what happened with these children? They have children, so and then we start to do some investigation and then we observed that the children are allowed to be with their mothers until the age of 3. So that's
mm,
the common thing. So and they told me, you want to be part of this? We're going to start. We're going to do this in Mazatlan, and so Mazatlan is really like 10 hours away driving distance from my place. But it was really funny. In that time, I said, this is really not a coincidence because I'm going there in 2 weeks because um, my family-in-law is living here. So I said, of course I want to go. So can I go to observe? So we started to observe. And of course I said, yes, I want this. I really want to help with this. So we observe, we talk with the mothers because you need the will. If the mothers, they don't want that kind of help, so it's not going to happen. It's a key part, if the will. So we did this, we talked with them, and we said we're going to start to do this. And then we created the model because it was nothing. We got inspired by one program that is in UK that is called Born Inside. It's a really good program, but it's quite different because it's not a classroom. It's more like a cabins that they have there, special cabins for the development of children. But here it is actually a classroom. So we create a NIDO, an infant community here inside. It was complicated in the beginning. Usually it is because the training, some person that has been trained. So we decided that actually they call it PPL, that is person private liberty. So this woman started to study the Montessori orientation course or the assistant course. So we decided to talk with the training center. It was one trainer called it Alejandra Rosas, that is the MI trainer from 0 to 3, one of the trainers 0 to 3 in Mexico. So she was really trying to help this. So we decided to do it online. We create this scenario. We talk with the authorities about this, and they said yes. So we start with the first 2 PPLs that are start to run this program. Of course, it's a, a prison is very challenging, and it is really complicated. If we are see several aspects from outside the world to inside, you need to be there to understand that it is a complicated situation, and of course, it's not a prepared environment for a child. So we create this like oasis for them in order
mm,
to have a really good education. And then suddenly around 1 year after that, Chihuahua, that is the place where I live, the authorities of Chihuahua knew about this project. So they talked to me and they said, we went to create this. Is this possible? And I said, of course. I was waiting for you. And so we create this project together with the School of Chihuahua, Montessori School of Chihuahua. So right now there are 4 PPLs for women that are working as a Montessori teachers there. And it's been a wonderful journey. I mean, full of challenge, of course, but full of joy, full of really being there. It is really exhausted in the sense of the energy that you feel. It is. I explained to my wife sometime. After that, I need like a couple of hours with my mind out. Just I need to rest. I need to, because it's really a lot of energy that you're with it. But it is at the end, when you're observing the children, when you're talking with them, you said this is really worth it. I mean, it's truly amazing. It's something that is full of light. Just given the opportunity to have Montessori side is like opening the sky in a cloudy day and say, this is it. This is being surrendered for gray walls and all the complications are, all the feelings that are being involved there. I think we're bringing light to them, bringing the sun that they need. So it's been 2 years of this wonderful work, and I'm really happy that it's spreading, and I'm really happy that I'm getting connection for different countries about how to create this. And I think is something that can change the way that see not just the organization or the prisons per se, but also infancy, also understanding in a better way education. So I'm really happy and really proud of the work that we're doing here.
That's definitely worth spreading to all the corners of the world, that's for sure. Where do you see that going? If you could project into the future, like run fast into the future and see yourself um, reading letters from these kids, reading letters from others, reading emails from others. What do you think it's going to be in those letters?
Oh, it's a pretty good question. I'm not sure. I only understand that something is going to change in their lives. Of course, I understand what is happening inside. In one of the prison, in Chihuahua prison, the authorities and the person, the staff that is there, the guards are there, are telling me this is changing. This is changing not just the classroom that you're putting there. It's changing everything. We're moving different. We're more empathic. We're like as a people. You change this. They said, and it's truly amazing because they are looking each other in a different way, in a kind way. So I'm really impressed. If you are giving an effort, if you're doing an effort, because the children, and you think that it's just gonna stop there, but it's not true. It's moving all the way around. So I'm really happy that yesterday I received the news that, sadly, of course, because they are turning 3 years old, one of the child, that is Alejandro, that is the first child that for me was really important because it's possible to see him through the whole process. So I'm really proud of him to doing that. He was the one that to observe and to understand how it was moving the program. So he's not going to be at prison anymore because he needs to move. The mother is going to remain there, sadly, but he's going to move. But I'm really proud that the the Montessori Mazatlan, so the Montessori school here in Mazatlan, is going to get Alejandro as a part in the program. So we're going to see how it's going to move from the prison and now in school. So I'm really happy to see what is going to happen later with him. So with those different examples of people that are passing through that program, to what's going to be, how the future is going to change with this, with Montessori. So I don't know. I'm really expected to have more response or more calls or more really message from different countries about what is happening, how is possible for us to do this, because if not, you know that uh, we in Montessori, we understand the first 3 years of life as the most important part of their lives, as the most important thing. And usually something that for organization and even for governments, there's nothing. They don't care about the first 3 years. They care starting around the children house part or the preschool or the kindergarten part, but not the first 3 years. So I'm really happy that finally this one program like this can take the eyes that are saying that, you know, this is important. We're talking about the first 3 years of life. It is truly
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
So I think at the end, it's not just about the Montessori prison, the Montessori program in prison. It's more about the childhood and about the humanity.
yeah, for sure. And Montessori philosophy is the one that acknowledges the importance of the first year of age, the second year of age. Not other practices acknowledge the importance of what's happening, that like it's so vital
Mhm,
to have access to the kid at those ages.
mhm.
And I think that the synchronicities made it happen for you, for your mission, and for those people in the prison to see something different in their lives. It's amazing. I'm so curious to see what's going to happen with this project. So curious. And I think it's going to go out of Mexico and out of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my way.
I think so. I think so. And you know, just given the possibility to the women that are there in prison to have an AMI diploma, a Montessori diploma, and you don't know when it's going to happen later if they're going
Yeah,
out, and then maybe they can get
definitely
involved
going to
in
be devoted
roles.
into that new mission of
And,
spreading.
and they are saying this, they are saying, well, maybe this is going to change my life. Maybe I can do this. And I said, wow, how,
Yeah,
because, you know, being there, I mean, 24/7 is really complicated. It's something that their minds are always struggling with that part. So saying time and have to be here for the many years. And then what's going to happen? So is at the end, it's given a mission, a new
a
mission in life.
mission, yes. A reason to live, a reason to learn more, and just wait for their release and see, like expect it with not with anxiety, how what am I going to do when I go out, but with excitement because
Yeah,
they're
with
going.
expectations. Now you have goals maybe that you want to accomplish, and you because you're the you know, one important part of being a Montessori teacher is that gives you that pride, energy for saying this. I need to become a better human, not just a better teacher, because the first we need to be a better human.
Mhm. So if there are any decision makers who are listening to this podcast now, what is your word for them? What would you like them to know or do or just understand?
Well, I think I'm gonna make it simple. The first thing is that you need to find your mission in life, and maybe your mission in life right now is just connection, just being a link for others to spread this, and being a link
Powerful.
for others to understand that children's need is there's something that they're invisible children's. They need to be observed and they need to take care. So, and the same thing is understanding that those children are going to be the future of our society. So, that's one thing. And the second thing is when we understand our mission, we understand the way that we're going to take. So, just the first thing is just breathe and then observe yourself and being what are you capable of and what is possible to do a little actions that can change not just your life but the life of others.
Yeah, beautiful. Becoming the link, like, because decision makers now understand that they cannot do much about Montessori, but they can become the links. Amazing, amazing. Eder, I have so many other questions, and 40 minutes just slipped away really quickly. And in this part, last part of the podcast, I have this trick I do with my guests. So I have all these books with me. You can choose one of the books. I don't know if
Oh, lovely, lovely. Oh, I really there are many of those already on my list of the ones that are following. But I think I'm gonna take because I really like it, the extraordinary mind. It is mine, yeah. It's big.
Yes.
It's below
Right.
the
Have-
Atomic Habits. Yes,
Yes.
that
Atomic
one.
Habits.
No, no, the
Sorry.
one that is
Okay.
above. Oh, beautiful.
I read it 4 years ago, so I don't know what I remember from it. Give me one page.
Let's say 82.
Okay. And one line.
Let's go with the 10th. 10, the number 10.
All right. So I'm going to read it, and then we just reflect on how it
Nice.
resonates. Instead, ask what questions. Billy, what happened that made you drop that spoon? This allows him to look within and think. He might answer, I dropped it because I thought you weren't listening to me. What questions allow you to get to the root of the problem and work to heal it faster?
Oh, beautiful. Good choice.
How does it resonate?
Good book and good choice. Beautiful.
Any thoughts?
It is really interesting, but it's so connected with one conversation that I'm having about understanding really what the problem is.
Mm.
Because usually the problem is not really the problem. The problem is just the surface of that. So it is a situation that is just above the iceberg, but we need to look really below that and
Mm-hmm.
understand really well. So I'm really, for me, is that part. So saying is not just the problem, but actually what it is really about is why is taking my attention? What is the most important thing? So
Mm-hmm.
I really like that you offer that quote.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Eder, for being here with me. I have so many questions. We could connect once again, maybe a
Yeah,
few
of
months later,
course.
and see what happens with your projects. Wishing you all the best. This is the best mission I have, like
Oh,
I could think of. Best of luck with whatever you're doing.
well, thank you so much. I'm really happy to having this conversation with you, and I'm really looking forward for next time. And
Yeah.
truly want to share more with you and understanding more about the work that you're doing. But thank you for being that link today for many of
Mhm.
us.
Accept it. Thank you so much.